Hello, in this video, I'm going to teach you how to become a business analyst with little to no experience. So, in this video, I'm going to assist you with becoming the BA, whether you've worked in IT projects, whether you're transitioning into a BA, whether you're a former student or current student with no experience but want to become a business analyst. First things first, I have to tell you, there's no set path to becoming a business analyst. What I mean by this is not like becoming a doctor or lawyer or teacher or nurse where there's a set path where you do X, Y, Z and you get the career. Business analyst is a role which most people fall into it, or most people end up in the role from a different role. Yes, some people do intentionally become a business analyst, but again, there's no set career path. There's no university degree or a college course called business analyst. And if there is one, it doesn't guarantee you that particular role. Anyways, let's get straight to it. So as I said before, some people start in different areas, usually software development or IT, and they transition or fall into the role. It's very common for people to start off in as a software test analyst. I've seen people start off as test analysts, as developers, as project managers, as project support. All areas of software development, I've seen people transition into BA work. So generally speaking, people tend to fall into it, or they do one thing, maybe they become a developer and they realize actually coding isn't for them, or maybe they want to work more with the business or the end users. Sometimes as a tester, maybe you might feel that you're always testing, but you're not speaking or engaging with the end users as much as you want. So you might opt to become a business analyst. Usually it's after you've seen what the industry has on offer, then you realize that actually this role's for me. Sometimes project managers, a lot of project managers, their role already involves with speaking to lots of stakeholders and end users and business in general, and they might feel they want to do more of that side rather than the planning side. So they might go into business analysis. Equally, a lot of BAs, business analysts, actually go into project management. So those are two roles which are quite similar, and they're gateways to one another. So in terms of how to become a BA, I would say the first thing you need to do is self-study. So go to Amazon, get an easy to read book, one that focuses on the competency of becoming the BA, one that focuses on the technical aspects of the role, the soft skills, one that will educate you about the lingo and how to apply those competencies in the workplace. Some books I would recommend are ones that speak about requirements gathering. There's one specific book, it's called Requirements Gathering for Business Analysts by Lane Bailey. There's also Business Analysis for Beginners by Mohammed Eligadi, and Business Analyst for Dummies by Cooper Smith. The BAs often work on IT projects, so you need to understand the basics of project management as well. So if you don't have a project management background, it might be worth, or if you haven't worked on IT projects, definitely get a project management book, probably Project Management for Dummies by Nick Graham. Once you understand the fundamentals of project management, it will help you understand the methodologies, Agile, PMP, and Prince2, and how those methodologies work with project management as you'll be working in the project environment. I would say also get certified. Now, although, as I said earlier, there isn't a specific qualification or degree that would legitimately get you a BA role. However, there are some certifications which can help you along the way. And this is really just to give give you a little bit of legitimacy to the employer. Because from an employer's point of view, if you're coming with little to no experience, how do they know that you're serious about becoming a BA? How can they take you seriously? So having a certification can sort of help your credibility a little bit. So I'd recommend the BCS Advanced International Diploma in Business Analysis or the BCS Project Professional Certification in Agile Business Analysis. Now, there are other certifications, but these two are probably the most well-known ones. But do whichever certification works best for you. The important thing is that you've got certifications so that when you go to interview, you can sort of justify why you're there, and they can take you a little bit serious, as you may not have any other related experience to hone on. Now, if you're already working in a professional organization, whatever that organization is, look at the internal business processes and understand how things work as far as the business processes. Understand how the staff complete their jobs, who they interact with, how the departments communicate with one another, the documents, the forms that are filled in, who fills in those forms, where the document goes, who receives the documents, how those documents are processed. Is there any IT that's that helps that processing? Who uses the IT to process that information, and at what stage is IT brought in to process that information? Then practice modeling that process using a process map or wireframe or user story. If you don't know what process map is, a process map diagram, wireframe or user story is, just Google it. There's so many examples of how to write a documentation or model based on that. And doing that would help you understand processes, both IT processes and people processes, because that's all what BA is. All you're doing is analyzing feasibility, current process, expected process, as is, to be, and gathering requirements. Speaking of requirements, understanding requirements is very important. Firstly, look at the software that's being used in your organization. Make a list of all the functionalities, the changes which you feel could improve the software. Maybe any bugs which you've noticed within that software. From both the point of view of the internal business users and the external customers. The reason why I say that is because a BA, the role involves a lot of requirements and it involves a lot of change, both people change but also software change. So you understanding the functionalities, analyzing functionalities, and knowing how to change the software to make improvements for the user experience will be critical for you to be a good BA and for you to sort of express yourself at job interviews. It's important you're able to review documents. In your current role, maybe if there's a software development team, a current software development team, or a technical team, maybe approach them, ask them whether you could review any documents they might have, technical documents, user manuals, user guides, anything like that, especially if it's for a specific application. This would give you exposure to understanding requirements, understanding documentation, how documents are written, how requirements are written in general. But also it will help you evidence what you're doing at interview. At the interview, you can now say that you legitimately helped peer review documents on behalf of the developers within your company. So it's about getting those skills in a different way. UAT. So if your existing company, I'm guessing they probably have some sort of software that they use for their industry. find out who's doing the testing. Is there a testing team? Is the testing team in-house or is it external? Speak with the testing team and see if you get involved with user acceptance testing. User acceptance testing is when the users test the software and give feedback about the software itself. So if you get involved in that process, maybe when it comes up to release, or when it comes up when a new build is ready, perhaps get involved with testing that software and giving the development team and the testers critical feedback on how to improve the software before it goes live. Again, this is so that you understand requirements. It's so that you understand whether the requirements are matching the software, and it gets your brain thinking about how they can improve the software and the interaction. So when you go to interviews, you can now legitimately say that you've carried out user acceptance testing and you're involved in that. Because as a BA, although you might not do UAT regularly, you will be exposed to a UAT environment, and you will be working with testers and developers all the time. So this is good evidence at interview that you've been involved in this. So applying for the job, make sure that all your skills, all the ones which I mentioned above, so this is your certification, this is the book, the business analysis book, the project management book, you peer reviewing documents for the developers or technical teams, get involved in UAT. Make sure all of that is evidence within your CV. The reason why I say this is because if your CV doesn't read like a BA CV, you will not be called for interview. So your CV needs to read like a BA CV. Now, understandably, you're not a BA yet, so you're not going to have a lot of evidence. But that's why you need to sort of express what you do know and what you have done on that CV, but also put a lot of passion into that CV, so they can take a chance on you. In many cases, it won't be possible to find an actual junior BA role. However, you might find other roles that have similar skills or similar qualities within software development. This might be a business support role, a business administration role, or a project support role, or project support analyst role. As long as you can pick out specific qualities that match the BA role. It might not match the BA role completely, but maybe it might match the BA role 50% or 40%. That way you get your foot into the door, so that way your next role you can match directly for, or closer to that BA role that you're actually looking for. I hope that's helped, and good luck with your career, and good luck with your prospects with becoming a business analyst. And